Premiering in 2005, America's Got Talent is the brainchild of former American Idol judge Simon Cowell. Versus American Idol, which only highlights singers, the super producer wanted to expand the show's palette to include many different skill sets. America's Got Talent was an immediate success and continues to be one of the highest rated shows on television. Some of the show's winners harnessed their fame and made millions, while others died penniless. Today we are answering the question, America's Got Talent winners, where are they now? Simon Cowell once said, America's Got Talent winner Bianca Ryan is potentially one of the best singers I have ever heard in my life. Sure, the blunt singing competition judge and AGT co-creator has been guilty of overselling his shows now and then with a little hyperbole, but there was no denying Ryan had the singing voice to make it big in the music industry. This voice led her to become the first ever winner of America's Got Talent. Only 11 at the time, Ryan was thrust into the spotlight and had to grapple with the difficulties that accompany fame. After her success on the show, Ryan released a series of albums, which peaked at number 57 on the Billboard charts. But Ryan was clear that these albums were merely fulfilling a contractual obligation and didn't feel true to her artistry. In 2015, she relaunched her career. Her first single, Alice, clocked over 1.9 million YouTube views and 2 million Spotify streams and counting. But then tragedy struck. A virus paralyzed my vocal cords, she said. I was losing stamina on stage. When we found out what happened, there was a good chance I would never sing again. It was absolutely crushing and terrifying. At the end of 2016, she underwent a series of surgeries, culminating with operations on her vocal cords and stomach. Shocking doctors and voice coaches alike, her range actually increased by 3 notes on the low end and 5 notes on the high end. Ryan considers it a miracle and is continuing her music career to this day. Tarifa Tour was a Dallas native with a host of odd talents. He was a ventriloquist, comedian, and impressionist, mostly playing small local venues just to get by. But his big break came when he won the second season of America's Got Talent. As the champion, Fator not only took home a prize of $1 million, but he was also given the honor of performing at Bally's Jubilee Theater in Las Vegas. He spun this success into a 5-year contract with the Hilton Las Vegas, worth more than $100 million. Fator's show is rare on the Strip. Amid reviews like Magic Mike Live and sexy musical acts like Mariah Carey and Britney Spears, Fator's impressions and puppets make for a family-friendly alternative. It's also one of the only ventriloquist shows out there. As Fator says, you can't find it anywhere else other than where I do it. Fator continues his Vegas residency to this day and has also been featured on numerous television shows like Oprah and The Piers Morgan Show. In 2008, he also completed his autobiography, which has sold well, making him a millionaire many times over. He is by far one of the most successful contestants to win America's Got Talent. Neely Boyd has one of the more tragic stories in the history of America's Got Talent. With his operatic voice and natural style, the Missouri native was a pure talent who easily walked away with the top prize in 2008. But from that moment on, Boyd's life took a dark turn. Boyd released the album My American Dream in 2009 and was largely silent until he performed at the 2012 Republican National Convention in Tampa, Florida, singing God Bless the USA. This was a precursor to his doomed career in politics. He ran for a seat in the Southeast Missouri House of Representatives, though he was not victorious in 2012 or in the general election of 2014. Then Boyd dropped off the map. In 2018, it was reported that the America's Got Talent opera singer was in serious condition after getting into a car accident in his home state of Missouri. According to the crash report released by Highway Patrol, the driver, along with his mother, had run off the right-hand side of the highway, causing them to strike a tree, go airborne, and strike another tree. Though he lived through the accident, Boyd died several months later of liver complications. A truly tragic end to a promising talent. American country music singer from McCracken County, Kentucky. Kevin Skinner was the 4th ever winner of America's Got Talent. He's been singing and playing guitar since he was 12 years old and describes it as his one true passion. Kevin Skinner performed in a live audition on the August 4, 2009 episode of America's Got Talent. He became a fan favorite in the show after his performance of Garth Brooks' If Tomorrow Never Comes. After winning, he earned $1 million in a series of promotional opportunities, but a bad divorce from his wife left him in a sorry state. He retreated from the limelight after his 2010 debut album sold poorly and was not heard of again until he was reported missing in 2014. Though he was safely found, Skinner received intensive physiological care and has not been heard from since. Another singer-songwriter from the South, Michael Grimm grew up in Waveland, Mississippi, and was already an established Christian singer with 3 studio albums before he won Season 5 of America's Got Talent. After his time on the program, Grimm signed with Epic Records. His major label debut entitled Michael Grimm was later released in stores in the summer of 2011. Generally well received, it eventually managed to peak at number 13 on the US Billboard Top 200. Aside from that, it also gave rise to the hit single Fallen, which remains one of Grimm's most popular songs to this day. Since then, he's gone on to release 2 additional albums, Gumbo in 2012 and Grimm in 2015, both self-released. Grimm reportedly used his $1 million winnings to buy his grandparents a new home after theirs was destroyed in Hurricane Katrina. Other than a brief Las Vegas residency and a couple small tours, Grimm has been mostly silent since his big win. He has a moderately popular YouTube channel, but mostly shies away from the spotlight. Eugene Murphy Jr. was the 6th winner of America's Got Talent and the first to introduce jazz singing into the show's repertoire. Murphy was raised in Logan, West Virginia, where his father was a coal miner. His parents divorced when Murphy was 8. He dropped out of school in the 11th grade. Murphy was homeless at age 19, sleeping in his car. That was just a low point in my life. I had just been robbed. While I was out on the road doing a couple of fundraiser events, someone went in my house and stole all the copper out of my walls and all my furniture, all my clothes. They basically gutted my house and just turned my life upside down. But that all changed when Murphy took home the $1 million prize. He then signed to Columbia Records and released a debut album that peaked at number 34 in the Billboard charts. In addition to a Las Vegas residency, the singer has had a number of headlining tours, though he never had a successful album again. In 2017, Murphy was arrested for battering his girlfriend, though he was never formally charged. He's been silent since then. A Chilean father and son act were the first in many seasons to deviate from the singer archetype. They own a pack of highly trained dogs, who they found on the streets, and perform a circus-style review. Since winning Season 7 of America's Got Talent and the $1 million first prize, the Olathe dogs have been all over the country, performing at sporting events and in theaters, while appearing on all the major talk and variety shows and even in a couple of movies. The rags-to-riches story of Richard Olathe and the Olathe dogs began years ago in Santiago, Chile, where Richard grew up so poor that he often had no food or shoes. At age 12, he got his first dog and started performing with the dog on street corners. He continued rescuing stray dogs from the streets, training them and working on his amateur show. Since then, Olathe dogs have performed in the Big Apple Circus and Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey Circus. They appeared in TV commercials and on multiple morning programs before becoming national stars on America's Got Talent. Subsequently, they have toured the country and performed during NBA halftimes. The duo continue to travel and perform to this day. Kenichi Ebina is a Japanese national who taught himself to dance and wowed the crowds at America's Got Talent sufficiently to walk away with the top prize and $1 million. People describe his dancing style as Matrix-ish and hip-hop adjacent. Since winning, Ebina has returned to Japan to be with his wife and daughter. Though he made a couple guest appearances on later seasons of America's Got Talent, he never used his notoriety in the United States. Instead, the 44-year-old still tours around Japan to support his family. Because many dancers are forced to quit around this age, he hopes that he can make a career out of coaching or possibly start his own dance academy. Regardless, he still remains an AGT favorite. At first glance, Matt Franco's success story doesn't stray far from the reality TV formula. The fresh-faced magician shot to fame in 2014 when he won Season 9 of America's Got Talent. Along with the $1 million prize, Franco got to perform 2 shows at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. But Franco was ready for Sin City long before he was bewildering Heidi Klum and Howard Stern on AGT. Franco fell in love with magic at an early age and was making a living by performing at colleges prior to auditioning for the NBC show. The Rhode Island native still headlines at the aptly named Matt Franco Theater in Las Vegas. He is so successful that in 2017, the city of Las Vegas presented Franco with a key to the Las Vegas Strip and declared July 10th officially Matt Franco Day. Franco started to actively post his tricks on his YouTube channel in April 2015. He currently has over 200,000 subscribers to his channel. Continuing the trend of ventriloquists and performers, the UK's Paul Zerdin was the 10th winner of America's Got Talent. He got his first puppet from a family friend when he was 10 years old, and his love of performing was born. Before auditioning for America's Got Talent, Paul made a number of TV appearances in the UK, including presenting kids show Rise and Shine on GMTV for 2 years, and winning the Big Big Talent Show in 1996. Paul won $1 million after triumphing on America's Got Talent, but his net worth will have increased since then because he toured the US heavily and appeared on TV. He also started the London Palladium's first pantomime in 30 years, Cinderella, over the 2016-17 season, and is about to embark on a UK tour called All Mouth. In only 2 years, he has accomplished more than many of AGT's alums. He plans to tour with his puppets for the indefinite future, racking up respectable royalties along the way. Though she's only 15 years old, Grace Vanderwaal is one of America's Got Talent's biggest stars. With a beautiful voice and ability to play the ukulele masterfully, Vanderwaal was a natural winner in the 2016 competition. She won the 2017 Radio Disney Music Award for Best New Artist and a Teen Choice Award, and has been named to Billboard magazine's 21 Under 21 list of fast-rising young music stars in 3 consecutive years. In the years since her win, she's released a full-length album and an EP, filmed her first leading film role, toured North America in the summer of 2018 as the opener for Imagine Dragons, and accumulated 3 million Instagram followers, all before reaching voting age. Vanderwaal continues to release singles, tour, and lend her voice to cartoons. Though she is still very young, the future is looking very bright for this talented performer.